Bonjour tout le monde! Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel guys. I hope you're doing amazing. I'm happy to see you today for another video. And in today's video, we're going to talk about les prépositions de lieu, meaning the preposition of places. Préposition de lieu, what is it? What's that? For example, when you have a phrase such as où est le chat? Where is the cat? To answer that question, we're going to be using some preposition of places, les prépositions de lieu, to put the cat somewhere, to place it, and to be able to describe where he is in the picture. Donc, les prépositions de lieu indiquent où est une personne ou un objet. Donc, they indicate where is a person or an object. Exemple, le chat est sur la table, meaning the cat is on the table. Préposition de lieu, sur. Sur means on. It gives indication of where is placed the cat. On the table, sur la table. Le chat est sous la chaise. The cat is under the chair. Sous, préposition de lieu. That means under. So we're going to be using all of these little words to place either a person, an animal, an object, whatever. But if you want to give information on where something is placed, you're going to use those little prepositions. So now let's see what are those prepositions. We have a couple. The first one is sur. Sur means on. Example, le livre est sur la table, meaning the book is on the table. Thanks to that preposition, I'm capable of placing that book on the table. So I'm always going to use this right after my verb. My verb is to be, which is être, et le livre est sur la table. The book is on the table. Now, opposite. If you want to say under, you're going to say sous. Le sac est sous la chaise. Le sac means the bag. Sous means under. Chaise means chair. The bag is under the chair. Le sac est sous la chaise. If you want to say in, you're going to say dans. Don't pronounce the S. Dans. Il est dans la maison, meaning he is in the house. Same thing. I always going to put that right after my verb. Il est dans la maison. He is in the house. If you want to say in front of, you're going to say devant. Devant, in front of. Exemple, le chien est devant la porte, meaning the dog is in front of the door. Devant, in front of. No preposition after that, just devant, in front of. Le chien est devant la porte. The dog is in front of the door. Opposite. If you want to say behind, you're going to say derrière. This one is a good example to practice on your R sound. Derrière. But as you know, we're not going to be pronouncing the last E. Derrière, behind. Exemple, la voiture est derrière l'arbre. La voiture, the car. L'arbre, the tree. The car is behind the tree. La voiture est derrière l'arbre. To say between, we're going to say entre. Entre, between. Le stylo est entre les livres, meaning the pen is between the books. Entre. To say next to, we're going to say à côté de. In this one, you need to keep the de, okay? When we have in front of was just devant. It was just one word. When you have next to, we need to keep à côté de, those three words. When you write côté, you need to put the de after that. Donc, le lit est à côté de la fenêtre, meaning the bed is next to the window. À côté de, next to. Keep in mind, you always keep those three little words. À côté de, next to. Le lit est à côté, and when I read that, I make my link. That means I'm going to pronounce my T and my A. Est à côté de la fenêtre. The bed is next to the window. If you want to say close to, same thing. You keep your de. Close to, près de. L'école est près de la maison, meaning the school is close to the house. Same thing, I'm always going to put that at the same place. That means right after my verb. But now, when it comes to next to or close to, I keep my de. À côté de, to say next to. Près de, to say close to. L'école est près de la maison. The school is close to the house. And the last one, to say far from. Same thing, we keep the de. Donc, to say far from, you're going to say loin de. Exemple, le parc est loin de l'hôpital. Meaning, the park is far from the hospital. Same thing, est loin de. Little recap, to say on, sur. To say under, sous. To say in, dans. Don't pronounce the S. To say in front of, devant. Don't pronounce the T. To say behind, derrière. To say between, entre. Next to, à côté de. Don't forget to pronounce your accent on the E. When there's an E without any accent at the end of a word, you know that it's mute, such as derrière. I'm not going to be pronouncing my last E at derrière. But when you want to say, for example, à côté de, next to, because there's an accent on my last E from côté, I pronounce it. À côté de, next to. Close to is près de. Far from is loin. See a little example when it comes to, for example, like a dialogue. You're going to see how we place it and what does that mean. For example, où est mon sac? You know that sac means bag. Où est mon sac? Where is my bag? We have two people here. Let's pretend that we have Emma and Luca. Emma is asking. Elle demande. Où est mon sac? Where is my bag? Luca répond. He answers. Il est sur la chaise, meaning it is on the chair. Emma. Non, il n'est pas sur la chaise. Négative. No, it is not on the chair. Lucas. Oh, regarde, il est sous la table. Oh, look, it is under the table. It is always the same placement, always right after the verb. Emma. Merci. Et mon téléphone? Thank you. And my phone? Lucas. Il est dans le sac, meaning it is in the bag. Super. Et tes clés? Great. And your keys? Lucas. Mes clés sont à côté du sac, sur le sol. Meaning, my keys are next to the bag on the ground. Always the same thing. Sur, sous, dans, à côté. For example, now you have a little picture where you can see some objects. If you want to describe that picture, you're going to have to use those prepositions to be able to place them correctly in the picture. For example, we can see dans la chambre, il y a une table. Meaning, in the room, there is a table. In the room, dans. Preposition. But then we can give more examples, such as, for example, if I want to say, where is the cat placed? I'm going to say, of course, that the cat is on the table. Le chat est sur la table. On the table. If you look at the picture, you see there's a bag. Where is the bag? It is under the table. Le sac est sous la table. Under the table. Now let's focus on the chair. We have the chair here. We have the table. It is next to the table. So I'm going to say, la chaise est à côté de la table. À côté de, next to. The chair is next to the table. Ensuite, when you look at the picture, you see that there's a little box. The box, where is it? It is in front of the chair. So I'm going to say, la boîte, the box, is in front of, devant. You know that devant, in front of, is just one word. Devant, la chaise, in front of the chair. Now let's focus on the ball. The ball, it's just like a matter of like point of view. You can either say that the ball is in front or behind the door. Depends on like how you want to look at it. Le ballon est devant la porte, in front of the door, or behind the door, if you think that you're on the other way, behind the door, derrière la porte. Both is okay. Le ballon est devant la porte, le ballon est derrière la porte. And the last thing is the light. The light, la lampe. Where is the light? It is between the table and the chair. You can say that. So if you want to say between and you want to use the between preposition, you know that between is entre. So if I want to say the light is between the table and the chair, I'm going to say la lampe est entre la table et la chaise. Between the table and the chair. That's pretty much it. That's all. So what you just have to do is just to learn how to say on, under, between, which is sur, sous, entre. You learn those little words and then it's super easy to practice. You know that it's the same formulation as in English, so you just have to put your thing, your verb, and the preposition. Always the same thing. Le chat est sur la table. Le sac est sous la table. La chaise est à côté de la table. La boîte est devant la chaise. Le ballon est devant la porte, le ballon est derrière la porte. La lampe est entre la table et la chaise. Okay. I think that now you are capable of doing this little exercise. What I did, I wrote you 5 different phrases. You have to choose the right preposition. You have no pictures or nothing, so it's just common sense. Try to think which one would match the most. So you have to complete with a couple of different prepositions. We have sur, sous, dans, devant, derrière, et entre. I wrote you 6, but we only have 5 phrases, so maybe there's one that we're not going to use, but that gives you more options to choose. Okay, sur. What is sur? Maybe you know. Sous, dans, devant, derrière, entre. Now, let's try to read the phrases. Le livre est la table. Le livre, the book, is the table. Le 2. La voiture est la maison. Meaning the car is the house. Where can be the car? Place depending on the house. 3. Le chat est la boîte. The cat is the box. 4. Le chien est la chaise. The dog is the chair. Et le dernier, the last one, numéro 5, the 5. Le ballon est la table et la chaise. Meaning the ball is the table and the chair. There's no wrong answers. At some points, I feel like if you think that it's making common sense, it's okay. It's just maybe the last one that you have to choose the right one because you have 2 options, 2 objects, or maybe I'm not going to tell you anything, but try to do that. If you have a little issue with the vocabulary, just know that everything is written here. So, little recap, just to make sure everything is fine. To say on, we say sur. To say under, we say sous. To say in, we say dans. In front of, devant. Behind, derrière. Between, entre. Next to, à côté de. Close to, près de. Far from, loin. You have all of the little words here. You have the translation. If you need to go back on it, you just have to look at the slide. Practice on those little prepositions. I think those words are super important if you want to learn French because, of course, when you're starting your French journey, you have to be able to describe stuff and things that you see around you, and you need to use those words to be able to place objects and people in a picture when you describe something. So try to focus on that, and if you have any other question, things that you want to work on more, if you want to practice more, feel free to reach to us in the comment section or on our social media, which is French Language Solutions on Instagram. And I hope that this video was a little helpful for you to be able to learn more vocabulary when it comes to the preposition of places, Prépositions de Lieu. And I wish you all a good day, and I'm waiting to see you for another video next week. Bye, take care.